Hello, my friends. Welcome to Thinking Differently with Kathy Roats. I'm Kathy, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. This past year, I've been working on two projects. The first project is a book that I'm writing. I hope to have it fully published by the end of the year. It'll be available in print, as well as ebook, as well as an audible or audiobook. I'll talk more about the book in a future episode. But for right now, I want to share with you another project that I've been working on with different clients, and it's called Wellness Pop-Ups. Have you ever watched a TikTok video or a YouTube video or a reel? I know in different platforms it's a reel is the title of the short little video. That's exactly what a wellness pop-up is. We're just popping up for about a 15-minute wellness session. Now, the wellness topics are a variety of topics. They are related to the health of our body, and that might be physical, it might be brain health, it might be how we think. It's just quite a wide variety of great topics that keep us healthy. So I want to share some of these with you. Thank you for always being a loyal listener, and thank you for connecting back with me. By the way, I'd love to hear what you think of these wellness pop-ups as we publish these for you to enjoy over the next few weeks. So be sure to like my channel, subscribe to it, share it with friends, and comment. Whether you email me or text me privately or comment in your platform, please share with us what you think. Enjoy this week's Wellness Pop-Up. Hello, friends. Welcome to another Wellness Pop-Up. You know, there are 11 risk factors in our life that affects our brain. I'm going to share all 11 with you over the next few pop-up videos. However, today let's dive into one. Sleep. Sleep. How well do you sleep? You know, if we're not getting enough sleep at night on a consistent basis, we are hurting our brain. I think back to those days when I was a new mother and definitely did not get enough sleep. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even think the next day. It took so much effort. Every little moment that I had by myself was like a moment to get a quick nap in. My body, my brain never got enough sleep. You know, while we deplete on our sleep, we're actually decreasing the size of our brain, which decreases its abilities. Over 60 million Americans have sleep issues. You don't have to be a new parent to have a sleep issue. I mean, as we age, it's kind of natural that our sleep is adjusted. So why? Why is sleep so essential? Well, while we sleep, our brain actually cleanses itself. If you're a hockey fan, it's kind of like the Zamboni that comes onto the ice during the breaks and it cleans the ice so the ice looks perfect and beautiful. That's exactly what's happening in our brain. When we sleep through every cycle, it's so important that we do get every cycle in our sleep patterns. The brain is cleansing itself and cleaning out all the impurities and all the toxins. We need this. So let's talk about what affects our sleep. Well, what we eat and drink definitely affects our sleep. And how much we move our body during the day definitely affects our sleep. Now, I know those BS cards are coming back, aren't they? I might be challenging some belief systems here. What are some of the reasons why you don't sleep well? What are some of the reasons? We know ourselves better, right? We know ourselves best. But could it be challenging our belief system? Sometimes there's pain, sometimes there's restlessness, sometimes it's age, or you know, in women, menopause will create some different sleep patterns. Sometimes though, it's things like, I don't have time to sleep. I have too much to do. My kids are too busy. I gotta. Oh. Well, I promise that when you consistently get a good night's sleep, you're gonna be healthier. You're going to be healthier during the day. You're going to be healthier overall. What I've noticed in myself is now that all three of my kids are out of the house, I am truly an empty nester. I don't need naps anymore. I used to crave naps on the weekends because that was the only time I could catch up. I don't need it. It's interesting. I have more energy on all parts of my day. I'm also stronger, like physically stronger. I still do once in a while. I get lower back pain or I get upper neck pain. That would cause some headaches. I don't have that. Well, all of that leads to I'm also happier. I have less grumpies that come out in me. My poor kids, I wish they could have been with me every day to experience that when they were younger, right? They experience it now. But sleep matters. I don't think I need to convince you anymore. Sleep matters. So I'm going to go through some things and I'm going to talk to you about what we can do to help our sleep and what we do that does hurt our sleep. But let's create a scenario. Let's do some pretending that we want 7.5 hours of sleep. By the way, that's the recommendation, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. So I want to get 7.5 hours of sleep and I want to get up by 6 o'clock a.m. Well, if I do the calculations, this means I need to be sleeping by 10 o'clock p.m. 10 o'clock p.m. is not my bedtime. It's when I want to be sleeping. I should be in bed before that. So with that scenario in mind, let's start by talking about what hurts our sleep. Well, the first thing is caffeine. Caffeine hurts our sleep. Caffeine stays in our body up to 12 hours. So with that knowledge, we really should limit our caffeine to 12 hours before we want to sleep. If I want to go to sleep by 10 p.m., that means no more caffeine after 10 a.m. Many of us think we need another piece of caffeine at 2 p.m. because we're starting to feel sleepy. Well, that's a whole different session, what caffeine really does to our body. But just trust that caffeine has this life within our body of 12 hours. If I want to be sleeping by 10 p.m., I better stop the caffeine intake by 10 a.m. Something else that affects our sleep that we should try to avoid is anything caffeinated in our food. I mean, there's caffeinated teas and caffeinated coffee and soda that we know, but what about the food? What about the chocolate? All of that should be done by 10 a.m. Limit all food and alcohol also 2 hours before bedtime. So let's say I want to be sleeping by 10 p.m. No more food or alcohol after 8 p.m. Here's a really interesting self-study that I've done on myself. I used to say no food or drink after 8 p.m. But what I found is when I drink water all the way up until the time I go to bed, my body's fine. I might wake up once in a while in the middle of the night to use the restroom, but I could sleep all night without any interruption. That water is so critically important. Water is obviously rehydrating us. It's hydrating our brain, most importantly. The water doesn't affect our digestive system, our bladder, like other drinks do. I mean, juices, even milk has sugar in it. Sugar is what really can mess with my bladder for sure. So when I say limit the food and alcohol 2 hours before bed, I am not including water. Drink the water as you need it. Drink the water all the way up until the time you go to sleep. Keep yourself hydrated. That's so very important for our entire body and our brain. Next thing that we need to avoid are lights. Now, I am going to talk about the blue lights of our technology, but I also want to talk about bright lights. Bright lights in general. I mean, think about the doctors and the nurses that work second and third shift. How do they do it? Well, they're in an environment where it's very bright out because it's very bright indoors, in the hospital, in their offices. For us who really want to get on that good evening routine, we need to dim our lights. Shut the curtains. Turn on those dimmer lights instead of the bright lights that we're used to working under throughout the day. And yes, decrease the blue light. Now, what is blue light? Well, it's the light that comes off of any devices that we have in our hands or even the television. So it's our cell phones, it's the iPads, it's the television, it's the game systems. We need to decrease all of that blue light from the tech gadgets that we have. And it means that we also need to get those devices out of the room that we sleep in. Get them out of our bedroom when we do go to sleep. So about 1 hour before bedtime, turn off the devices. For me personally, I don't like to turn them all the way off because if my kids or my parents need me, I want to make sure my phones are on. But I do turn off the Wi-Fi and the data. And then I go plug in the phone just outside my bedroom. I have a little charging station where we have all the cords. I mean, it looks very unseemly. It's just cluttered, but it works. To be honest, I used to charge it in my bedroom because wow, what a nice difference it makes to get it out of the bedroom. At 9 o'clock at night, I go plug everything in, turn off the Wi-Fi and the data, and the blue light is out of my room. Throughout the night, as a message comes in or, with text or whatever, it relights up your devices. That's the blue light that even if your eyes are closed, your body, your skin, your cells, they still see it, and it affects your sleep. So, what about those people who work different shifts? What about those nurses, those doctors, those second shift workers who just need the bright lights at different hours? Okay, so here's some things. Here's some things that we can do that really helps our sleep, which helps our brain. The first thing, like I said before, we want to still get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. Whether you're going to bed at 2 a.m. or 10 p.m. or 7 a.m., we still need to work in a 7 to 8 hour sleep schedule. The second thing is move your body. Throughout the day, move your body, exercise, wear your body out. Last week, I had a little interesting experiment with myself. I had 2 experiences. One was I was traveling last Tuesday and I had less than 2,000 steps that day. I traveled, which was about 2.5 hours of driving. Then I had 4 coaching sessions, 1-hour sessions each, so 4 hours of sitting and listening. I slept awful that night in a hotel. Now, granted, it wasn't my bed, wasn't my pillow, of course. No, I usually sleep pretty well in a hotel. I was up at 2:30 that morning for an hour. I just couldn't go back to sleep. Oh. So now, fast forward a few days, I got home on Thursday. I had over 12,000 steps that day. By the way, I'm going to get it off my belt line right now. I love my little pedometer. It's not anything fancy. It literally just tracks my steps. I wear it every single day because it keeps me accountable. I want to get at least 10,000 steps a day. Well, last Thursday I got over 12,000 steps. I never woke up once that night, not even to go to the bathroom. It was an amazing night's sleep. Moving our body is very important for our brain. It gets the blood flow going and it helps us sleep. The next thing, number 3, that I highly recommend that will help your brain and help your sleep, create a nighttime routine. This is just as important, if not more important, than your morning routine. We hear all the time, the morning routine, create a good routine, and this will help you kickstart your day. Well, you need a nighttime routine as well. And really, the routine starts at dinner, okay? Dim the lights, close the curtains, have a good family dinner, no television on during the dinner. Create that conversation that creates, well, that's a whole nother level of brain health when you have healthy relationships. Here's a little golden nugget tip that I learned. Lower the temperature in your house. Starting at dinner time, especially when you go to bed, make sure the temperature in your house is set to 60 degrees or less. Around 8 p.m., make sure it's turned down. When my kids were younger, we actually set our temperature to 58 degrees every single night. And we had a programmable thermostat, so it automatically did it. We didn't have to remember to do that. Our bodies are kind of like fruits and vegetables. We last longer when we're in the fridge. We can breathe better in the colder air. Now, I'm not talking about freezing, right? There is 58 degrees or 60, 62 degrees. That's not freezing. And when you're cozy in your bed with your favorite comforter and blankets on top of you, your favorite pillow, your favorite pillowcase, you're cozy. But your nose is not under the covers and it breathes so much better. That's keeping us stronger. It's also giving us a better night's sleep, which is helping our brain. So around 8 o'clock p.m., make sure that temperature is down, and then get in the hot bathtub or a hot shower. Have some soothing music going through the house. Get out your lavender lotion. I also like to diffuse lavender. Lavender is such a calming scent. Oh, it's wonderful to create that environment of winding down. Usually around 8:30 at night, that's when I do crawl into bed and I get my favorite book. A real book, not reading on the device. Remember, that was already put away. A real book, and I just lay in bed and I read for 45, 60 minutes. And that gets me ready for an amazing night's sleep. Not only do we have a night routine though, we also need to focus on a sleep routine. Invest in the perfect sheets, the perfect blankets, the perfect pillow, the perfect pajamas. Make sure you're not too warm. Create a dark bedrooms. Maybe it's blackout curtains or limit the lights. Here is another golden nugget tool. Get yourself an eye mask. This was a life changer for me. To sleep with an eye mask truly does eliminate all those annoying lights, like the fire alarm light, like the humidifier light, the diffuser light. All of it's blocked out. So invest your money, invest your time, and create your action plan. Give one of these ideas a try. Test it out and just watch it affect your sleep. Maybe you want to increase your movement in your day. Maybe you want to adjust your caffeine or alcohol intake. Maybe you want to move your charging station to a different room besides your bedroom. And maybe you want to invest in a really nice silky eye mask. Remember, I promise, when you consistently get a good night's sleep, you're going to be healthier during the day and your brain is going to love you for that. You need to prioritize your sleep. Be great, my friends.